Hi, I'm Ken Stasiak, and this is State of Security for the July of 2015. So last month we talked about manufacturing and where the industry is going and some of the trends. This month we're going to talk about an industry we know quite a bit about, which is professional services. Not probably as entertaining as Donald Trump's presentations to the media, but this will follow some form of entertainment for those that are in the industry. Also, one of the feedback we've gotten from our customers and clients is that this is a great overview for board C-level. Next month we're going to be coming out with more of an executional style video series to follow up on the state of security and what we talk about, but actually how to implement hands-on on some of the stuff that we've been covering. So look out for that next month, and let's get right into what the professional services industry holds. Professional services, what kind of defines that? Well, obviously organizations that are providing services either to business or business to consumers. Law firms, accounting firms, professional service firms like ourselves, but also web development firms, which are probably often overlooked for organizations when we're talking about professional services and security requirements. So what do we have to look at for professional services? Well, obviously the brand. And if you established a brand over the years, one of the things you want to do is obviously protect that. Now, the information that most of us hold in the professional services aren't necessarily client-sensitive data to the degree that you would think of for PII, PHI, or even credit card information, but does have sensitive information that the client could be an M&A that they're potentially going through and helping them acquire another business, or demerge and break off business units, and all that information becomes very sensitive. But the main key here is that your customers, our customers coming to us, are wanting to make sure that we have a level of security. So the business driver really is our customers saying, what are you doing to protect yourself as well as our information in the event that we do get a breach downstream? Because of that, you're going to get a lot of questionnaires coming in through third party, your customers, and saying, give us an idea of your roadmap and what you're looking for. Rarely do we find that the brand and IP becomes the business driver for a couple of reasons. One is if you're a professional service firm and you're going out to bid, if you're working with clients, by osmosis, some of your IP gets leaked just in normal doing business. And most of the secret sauce that organizations hold really isn't that secret. If you go across all the industries, it's pretty common. But there are key pieces that you want to protect in your IP, obviously client data, that who your customers are, any methodologies you hold that are unique in the industry, algorithms and stuff like that would obviously fall into that. So what do you do? Obviously a risk assessment would be the best first step, as we've talked about in many instances, and looking at the resources. So many professional service firms don't have the resources of a dedicated CISO or security officer. So what they're looking at is probably other organizations or members of the organization to take some of those roles and responsibilities. Because of that, they lack some of the drive to get the initiatives done. The risk assessment is going to be a good foundation for that. In addition, if you're filling out these questionnaires, it's going to be a great first question on the questionnaire. Do you have a risk assessment? SOC 2 and some of the other SAE 16 compliances are good foundation, but it doesn't stop the questionnaires, and it also doesn't provide a security program to really take the organization to the next level. So another main driver outside of the customer's data and obviously protecting your brand and the trust with your consumer is going to be organizations looking to expand. And we're seeing a lot of that in 2015, 2016 projected to be even more, merger and acquisition. And so as a professional service firm, one of the ways to grow is obviously to acquire. And when you're looking to acquire, you go through your due diligence. Now, one of the keys of that is looking at the financials, the operations, obviously client base, a lot of different factors into there, but also looking at the security aspects of the company you're looking to acquire. One is you don't want to buy, obviously, a liability that you didn't plan for. And two, you want to see the upfront cost to obviously integrate the systems without having potential vulnerabilities associated with that. So we see a lot of the M&A space heat up with the M&As, but also professional service firms help organizations when they're looking to acquire. So if you're a law firm, obviously that's very key to the business. Accounting firms get into that as well. security should also be a part of that. So working on behalf of the organizations and going through the M&A process. And there's a due diligence, very similar to the third-party vendor program that we roll out and we interact with our clients. It's very similar to that. Having them fill out a security questionnaire, going through and determining the security requirements, and feathering that into the front-end negotiations prior to purchasing that organization. We found that when organizations do that, it's a much better roadmap on what the liabilities are for the organization. Also, the resources needed to do the integration of the firms. And it just helps the organizations in both plan for future events versus being unexpected. So obviously, professional service firms, you're watching this, you understand a lot about the brand, the trust that it takes to build that brand, and any incident could obviously have a big impact to that brand and trust moving forward with your customers, clients, and future business. So when you're looking at this environment, obviously a lot of the stuff that we talk about and all the other videos and all the other series kind of come into play. Look at your security program holistically. Obviously, looking at the tactical recommendations are going to be key. Doing the pen tests, obviously vulnerability scans. We still find a lot of professional service firms are just moving into that. They're a little behind, and for a variety of reasons as we spoke of. So looking forward, next month we're going to be talking about the insurance industry. So a lot of exciting new things happening there. We love to have any feedback and comments. Send it over to info@securestate.com. I'll see you next month.